Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the Common Council meeting on March 8th at 7 p.m. Could we please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Carol, let's start off this evening with roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Present.
Mike Bright,
Present.
Brant Fuller,
Present.
Joe Palmer,
Present.
Megan Sheets,
Present.
Clarence Worthen,
Present.
Eric Woods.
Present.
Okay, next up on the agenda are the minutes from February 8th, 2021. That was a regular meeting. Do we have any questions or concerns? If not, I would entertain a motion to pass those minutes.
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please, Carol.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Brant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Okay, Laura, did you say there's no public comments out there?
That is correct.
Okay. Next up on the agenda is ordinance number 21-03. Could I get a motion to have that read by title only or its entirety?
I'll move that we read ordinance 21-03 by title only.
I'll second.
Roll call, please. Brand.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Brant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
You might note this is also the first reading that is not on the agenda. My apologies. Ordinance number 21-03, an ordinance authorizing compensation for Frankfort Police Department training.
And I don't believe we have anyone here tonight from the police department, but we have both ordinances tonight for the police department and the fire department, which explains their cert pay, their compensation for their certifications for the year. Does anyone have any questions on that? If not, then I'd entertain a motion to pass on first reading.
I move we pass ordinance 2103 on first reading.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Brant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Ordinance 21-03 passes on first reading. Next on the agenda is ordinance number 21-04. It is the same type of ordinance, only it's for the fire department. This is also for their compensation for certifications throughout the year. Could we have that read, or motion to read that by title only?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Brant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Ordinance number 21-04, an ordinance authorizing compensation for Frankfort Fire Department training.
Is there any questions or concerns about this ordinance?
I don't have any questions, Mayor, but I would like to point out on both 2103 and 2104, in case the public has a question, just would like to make it clear that this is not any extra money that either one of these departments are asking for. This comes out of their regular budget,
That's correct.
right?
Yeah, that's correct. It's-
And we didn't raise any of our cert pay as well. This has been revisited because it was 2004 since the last time when this ordinance first came to life. So we just felt like it needed to be revisited and reread.
And I'm all for it. I'm just, making the point that you're really not asking for any more money. It's just,
I think it's clarifying some of the certifications as well.
Yeah,
There's
yes.
no difference in the amount or the number of certifications or anything like that. It's just bringing that up to date. And
Right.
also then, like you said, it was 2004 since the last time we passed it.
Right,
So we
I
have
think
to
the
be
biggest difference is that we have more firefighters now, we have more police officers now. which obviously raises that up because of, we have more personnel.
Any other questions? I'd entertain a motion then to pass this on first reading.
I move we pass ordinance 2104 on first reading.
Second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Ordinance 21-04 passes on first reading. Next on the agenda is ordinance 21-05. Could I have a motion to read this by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Ordinance 21-05 is to do with the additional ordinance for the COVID funds that we received this year. Last year, the city received over $513,000. I spoke with the finance committee and some other council members to see if they would be interested in appropriating $50,000 in the Board of Works budget for this year for any type of COVID expenses. We've been asked to help with some different equipment or supplies or something like that. So that's what this additional appropriation would be for. We would pass it tonight on first reading if they decide to, and then second reading, we have a public hearing. And then we'd have the third reading, which is the adoption of that.
Well, I just think since the state gave this money with the idea of it being to cover those kind of expenses, it's really appropriate that we make money available to cover those actual expenses.
Did anybody else have any comments on that? Anyone like to make a motion to pass this and on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Grant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer, Megan Sheets,
Aye.
Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Ordinance 21-05 passes on first reading. And as I said, March 22nd, we'll have a public hearing and second and possibly third reading at that time. Thank you. Next on the agenda is resolution 21-03. It is a resolution approving the sale of real estate and execution of purchase agreement. Wes, would you want to talk to us about that a little bit? Oh,
I don't have a microphone. Yes, resolution number 21-03 is a resolution that gives its consent to the redevelopment commission's sale of property at 350, 354 North Main Street. That you'll remember used to be the old Main Hotel. Redevelopment Commission purchased that some years ago. We have had the redevelopment commission approve the contract that is attached to its resolution number 2021-1, and the sale would be to, I believe it's CF Industries, and the purchase price is $85,000. And we have had the real estate appraised as required by statute, and there's been a public hearing previously held on this. So under the redevelopment statute, property can be sold by the redevelopment commission, but only with the common council. So that's what this resolution does. It also authorizes Joe Palmer, as president of the Bank of Redevelopment Commission, to execute the purchase agreement and all documents related to the sale.
Do we know what their plans are for it on their use of it?
I do not know. Joe Palmer may.
Les, let me address, their plans is to put in approximately 3 apartments per level upstairs and turn the downstairs into retail space. The cave will probably be torn down for parking.
This is something that Joe's been working on for quite a while with this investment company. It's something that I would really like to see done and to help the downtown. I think it's gonna be a big improvement for us. And they're willing to come in here and to renovate the building, and like you said, to give us retail space and more apartments. And Joe, I thank you for all your work on it. I know you've spent a lot of time on this, trying to get that property sold.
Well, the good thing is it goes back on the tax roll.
Exactly, that's a good thing. And it'll be an improvement to our downtown, which is something we always like.
I move we approve resolution 2103.
You wanna say something else? Okay, roll call please, Carol. Yes, Frank.
Steve Beardsley,
Aye.
Mike Bright,
Aye.
Brant Fuller,
Aye.
Joe Palmer,
Aye.
Megan Sheets, Clarence Worthen,
Aye.
Eric Woods.
Aye.
Resolution 21-03 passes tonight. Is there any old business that anyone would like to bring up? Anything under new business?
What's going on in KFC?
That's the question of the day.
It is.
The last Don's back there, but I might answer what I know. It's my understanding that they're cleaning the building, painting it, and getting ready to put it up for sale. But at this point, we don't have anybody committed to that building. KFC.
What are you asking about there?
KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken building out of,
The KFC building is just being prepared to be sold, sell the building.
Yeah.
There's nothing going in it as of right now, nor right now is there a plan for anything. They're just preparing the building, getting rid of all the KC information, which is required for them to do when they roll out. Repainting the building a little bit, but it will be put up for sale.
okay, thank you. It is white. isn't it? Yes. I know, there's been all sorts of rumors going around, but so far, Chick-fil-A, we've had them all. Does anyone in the audience have anything for us tonight? If you would, please, yes. Gonna have Jason Forsythe, the street department, speak to us about Washington Avenue.
I just wanted to just kind of update the council a little bit on Washington Avenue Phase 2. As you've probably seen over the past month, or a little longer, AT&T has been doing their relocation work down there. We've had some issues down there, but things seem to be going fairly smooth now. They're expected to be done by the 13th of March, and then they'll be finished. And we've been in discussion with Vectren over the last 7-8 months to get them in there to do their work. I did want to address the council and everyone in reference to the unfortunate drilling that's had to happen in our Phase 1 project. I have spoken to American Structure Point about that in hopes that when the time comes to redo Phase 2's asphalt work, that we might be able to go in there and mill and resurface that damaged area there in front of the Milky Way. We're hoping that can happen. Sometimes you have to be careful. If you don't get into approval, obviously, then a lot of times if you have to go into an old project while you're doing a new project, you can lose the funding on your new project, which obviously we don't want to lose 80% of $3 million to repave it. So, but I'm hoping we can work something out to where that can get finished and so that looks new again. You will see that there's going to be a couple different sidewalk squares there in the Milky Way area that had to be cut up. Those will be replaced. Unfortunately, they won't look the same as the rest of it because they're new versus how long the other's been there. But those will be replaced. Yeah, Vectren AT&T should be done soon, which is good news. If you guys remember right, in Phase 1, the utilities were an issue all the way till the end of the project. And the whole idea of giving them since June 30th of last year, 343 days to finish their jobs were, to hopefully they finish before we can start the road work. And AT&T is going to skim by, I think. And Vectren, I'm not sure that they're assuring us that they'll get them finished, but I'm not sure that that'll be the case. So they may be doing things along with Milestone down there. And then I spoke to Board of Works, wanted to touch on the railroad tracks. I thought this was good news. So we're kind of looking forward to, we spoke to Norfolk and Southern representatives last Thursday. And as you know, most of the time with railroad right away, you have to get 25 feet from the center of the tracks both ways. They usually don't let you touch those areas. But we have a rail master from Tipton that we've been working with that helped us out on the other railroad tracks. That's was there the other day, and they're hoping to maybe do some work around their tracks at that time to where we'll be able to pave up to the tracks themselves. And if that's the case, it'll be smooth all the way through there rather than having 25 feet on either side. That doesn't look as good as the rest of it. So I just want to kind of give you an update. April 1st, you'll probably see that closed. And other than getting people to and from their homes, we will not allow any traffic through there. That was a problem last year, and I think we did a lot to ensure that people can get to and from Milky Way and keep that business running as best as we could. So there were some areas down there where we had some cars going through that we shouldn't have had. That puts people working down there at risk. So there will be pretty much a hard closure in that area through the time that the project's finished. And like I was telling the mayor earlier, we and Megan and Greg is that we'll be working in much better weather this entire project rather than trying to work through the winter. We'll have nice warm weather. They'll have nice warm weather to work in. I'm hoping that will help us. I would venture to say we'd be done by October, the end of October. Obviously, we'll not close out the project until well after the first year, but as I obviously opening up the roadway, I'm hoping maybe the end of October, 1st of November, we'll be done. So, and that was the whole idea of trying to get utilities out in front of everything and getting their done stuff done before everybody else kicks in. So, anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to just kind of update you on. So, I know you see that what's going on down there now, but things are going to change fairly quickly. So, that's all I have.
Jason, real quick, do you have any kind of a schedule for the 28th road project as far as lane restrictions, traffic patterns?
I don't have any on that. I was waiting for Joe to be able to return to work because I wanted to get with you, Joe, and I've had a couple of utility service board members request to sit down and talk about traffic pattern. I think that's something that we need to give NDOT does a pretty good job of signage and things like that. The thing I'm concerned about is keeping as much traffic away from downtown as we can. And obviously with GPS these days, they go wherever they're kind of told to go. But I think the police department's offered up some opportunity with some of their new signs that they've had to be able to add some message boards out there that we can use to help that. But I would like to sit down with everyone and kind of get everyone's opinion and maybe what we can do to keep that from happening. I do know last Wednesday, Mayor, I told you about the main, they're going to have to put a new sewer in from basically Jackson to the jail at some point in time. And that will be part of the utility work. So it will be part of that 2021 work that will probably close 28 down for about 4 days, basically to the bridge there beside the jail is where that will be closed at. So you can expect to see that at some point in time. Yeah, I think we need to get out ahead as much as we can and hope for the best once it starts.
Any other questions for Jason? Okay, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Les, do you have anything for us tonight? Okay, anybody else have anything? We will dismiss the council meeting and then about 3 to 5 minutes afterwards, we will have a work session. I would take a motion to adjourn the council meeting.
So moved.
Okay, Joe and Grant, whichever way you want to go. Okay. Okay, thank you all for coming.
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes.